Good morning. Somebody asked me where I do these videos from. I'm at Costa in Abingdon-on-Thames. This morning I'm going to talk about stage 2 of the 8-stage learning design framework, which focuses on contexts. In stage 0, effectively the foundational sort of overview, I argue that one needs to have an institutional awareness of your own internal rules and regulations, and you will already have touched, therefore, on the broader quality assurance environment that your programs fit in, at your national, your regional or your national regulations. In the UK, we've got a national regulatory framework. In a lot of countries, it's done regional or state, usually regional. Essentially, that's part of the key context, is understanding that kind of quality assurance context is a very important part of it. Normally, there are discipline benchmarks available. There are guidance notes from particular professional bodies and so on. So collating all of that data is very important as part of the environmental awareness of your program design. Even before you've started to design a program, you may find that there are changes afoot that are coming in the future, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, being aware of government policy and that kind of thing. So it's a part of the team exercise to do that, and certainly I would always break a team up and give particular tasks to individuals to go and do what I refer to as horizon scanning in particular areas. That's part of stage 2, but an equally important part is to think about the discipline or the profession that you're designing your course for. Generally, one doesn't design programs out of pure intellectual curiosity. The days when you wrote a monograph and you had the opportunity to write a module to teach what you wrote is pretty much gone. And very often now people are expected to fit modules and programs into an institutional strategy, either to hit a particular professional relationship or to service a particular profession or to service and enhance a particular discipline. So understanding what those changes, those emerging trends are in disciplines and professions is very important. So you want to look at what existing standards, competency frameworks there are for professions, existing ethics statements for particular professions and so on. And so, again, horizon scanning is very important, reaching out to those bodies and finding out where they think the future of those professions are likely to be, to think about how globalization, localization impacts on that discussion, to think about how issues of automation, for example, in certain professions, how that might change the future and the kind of changing and emerging skills that students will need. So having a very broad review, a broad, wide view of what the future of the discipline and the professions might be, certainly will then change your conception of how you're going to service students into the future. So I think that the third final context is the scholarship context. And I think it's certainly always worthwhile exploring what conferences are coming in your discipline. Very often the larger conferences post their topics 2 years in advance. So seeing how your own discipline is emerging through the kind of topics that are being identified is also a useful insight into the direction of travel for your discipline. There's no point in designing the best course from existing practice. You have to design a course to fit future good practice, because clearly the environment will have changed significantly by the time you've got it validated and you've got students enrolled.